So I'm just gonna call him out real quick because he said he wanted to get married to someone cute. And y'all, this man over here, he was like, yeah, you weren't cute. We married you in phase. We saw that you have potential to be cute, and that's why we married you. What you gonna say for yourself?
I mean, she cute now.
Oh my God! Hi there, my name's Elizabeth.
Hey, my name is Ugo.
And welcome to another episode of Youthful Vibes, where we bring fun and enlightenment to the journey of youth.
Yeah.
Now, if you have not done so already, please subscribe.
Yeah, so, okay, after all these videos, we keep saying subscribe. Do it already and be done with it, okay?
Well, don't scare away the first time. Okay! Today we are going to be enlightening you on the 3 types of relationships that are must-haves.
Yes, in everybody's life, in all our lives, regardless of the size and impact that people have had, they need to have these 3 relationships. And whether it's from scriptures or real life, there are always 3 levels of relationships that people who go far have in their lives that helps them go as far as they have. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, and we're not talking about family here because you don't get to choose those.
Yeah, you just drop into family. Yeah.
So let's talk about mentors, peers, and mentees.
Yes, and these 3 levels we're going to go in and we're going to elaborate on each of the levels and kind of tell you what each one is and why you should have the relationship and as well as how to sustain those relationships. Well, first, the intent of using these terms is not to propagate the terminology that's out there. For one, I don't like the idea of saying mentors. I feel like the term has been so overused that if you go up to somebody and talk about mentorship, they feel the weight of responsibility on their shoulder, like you're asking them to be your parent. So just take it for what it is. We're talking about these 3 groups of relationships, but don't get hung up on the actual term used.
So basically what Ugo's out here telling you is when
don't call people mentors.
Yeah, because they're gonna run away. You'd be like, you know, I would love for you to teach me the things that you know. I would love to have an opportunity to learn from you.
Yeah, when it comes to people who you want to mentor you, they're gonna they'll play the role by default, but maybe use the term teach, maybe use the term show me, maybe use the term understudy, maybe use a term terms like that imply that you're asking them to show you the ropes. But please don't say mentor me. Yeah. Who is a mentor?
A mentor is someone that pours into you.
Yeah. It's basically someone who's gone so much further ahead than you have, that when you look at them, you see the future of what is possible. And I mean, this could be in any aspect of your life. It could be in
finance, relationships, business, like raising children. Like basically a mentor is like, you choose mentors based on someone that you see that has the future that you would like for yourself. Yeah. So like in business, like you see someone that's successful, that's a billionaire, and like they own multiple companies and they have a good family life, and you're like, I want that. How did you get that? So you seek that person out, which I feel like is the next thing, is like, how do you get a mentor? Mm-hmm. And
when it comes to mentorship, the first thing you got to realize is these people are busy. I mean, there's a reason why you appreciate them. It's because their lives are big, right? So you don't expect first for them to find you. They ain't never gonna find you. Like a mentor is never gonna find you, especially if it's someone who has gone farther ahead than you. You seek them out. Like you literally pursue that relationship. And how to find a mentor? The most recent one that we did is a big man, an amazing man. We actually went to a conference that he put on, honestly, to learn from him up close, but mostly to connect. And you have to spend money sometimes to do that. You have to put aside your nimble nature and do whatever you can to create a collision point, to be in the same space, room, in the same space as this person. There's another one that another big person that we got to mentor us, and for that one we drove. How many hours? We drove like 9 hours or so, or 10 hours, whatever, through traffic just to meet with them and to get that connection going.
Yeah. So I want to hit on another big point that you made, which is having a personal relationship.
Yeah.
So like you can't, like, you've been watching someone's YouTube video for like the past 10 years and you're like, oh my gosh, they're my mentor. They teach me so much. Really?
I learned so much from them. If you don't have a personal connection, if you don't have a personal relationship with this person, they're not your mentor.
Because they're your mentor and they're 20-some other thousand people's mentors.
Yeah.
Like, when you have a personal relationship with them, they're able to give you the things that is significant to you, that's specific to you, not the same thing that's given to everybody else in the world. Like when you have a personal relationship, they're able to meet you where you are. There are certain favors and certain things that you're able to receive from having a personal connection and a personal relationship with a mentor.
With that person. And because they're much bigger than you, they can open doors, they can, that just a reference, there's a use of their name. I have had people who I said, hey, do you know this person? Like, I just threw in the conversation, oh, by the way, we know this person too. Like, oh, really, you do? You know, now a lot of things open up for you just because of your connection with them. A test would be if you can call them or text them and they reply you because they know you personally, then yes, they call it that. You could call them a mentor. But if they don't know you, they don't know your mama, they don't know your papa, they don't know you from nowhere.
They don't even know you have a wife.
They don't know you have. Oh. And that's the other thing too. When you do meet with them, make sure that you create a personal connection. Don't just leave it at taking a selfie. Oh, let's take a selfie. You know, someone famous, take a selfie. No, like create a personal connection because that's what really is going to matter after you leave that environment that you've met them.
Yep. All right. Second one.
Yes, second one.
All right, now let's talk about our peers. Okay, so peers are people that are about the same level that you are. There's not.
Oh, sorry, one more thing. Hold that thought. The other thing is when it comes to mentors, they help you compress timelines, right? So it's because someone who has learned and he's done so much, like this, a person that mentors us in the entrepreneurial space. I mean, he's a billionaire. He's done so much, right? He can teach you lessons that would have taken you 30 years to learn because he's walked that rope. Yeah. So like this is the one aspect, the aspect of mentorship where you have to connect with people who are qualified to be heard. And what I mean by that is if they haven't walked the ropes, they cannot show you the ropes. Yeah. Right? And so someone tell you, oh, I read a book. No. Reading a book is not.
So like your peer is not your mentor, okay? Like you're literally in the same walk of life. Yeah. Like you're trying to figure out how to do life, how to work in corporate, how to raise children. Like, no. You can tell each other what you're doing, but they are not your mentor. The other thing, like the other big thing about mentors is go prepared. Have an objective, have a focus. Like, don't just go and sit there and be like, okay, now teach me. Well, what am I supposed to teach you? What are you here to learn?
Go with questions. Yeah. Like every interaction with them is just see it as a relationship that you cherish. Every interaction you have to have an objective. And you have to have, whenever possible, write notes. All the time. Write notes. So go with questions. So you're asking them deliberate questions. And as they're talking to you, take notes. Stick it on your phone, right? Because this happens all the time when you can say, hey, when we met last quarter, we talked about this. Or I remember you said this. It tells them that you are serious to them. Because most of the time, a mentor will agree to mentor you when they see you, when they see themselves in you. So you have to, like, I don't know, we kind of belabor this topic, but it's so important. It's such a big deal that if you learn how to do it, if you learn how to get people to show you the ropes, like you can save years just by some advice they give you or some reference they give you.
That's a really good point. Yeah. Okay, now can we talk about our people?
Yes, let's talk.
All right, so now let's talk about our peers. So peers on the same level, like you're basically like you're doing life together, right? So something important about peers, like people are like, well, I gotta have friends. Well, first of all, it sucks to do life alone. Yeah. Like we're living in a new state and we've got one set of couple friends
and they're
that's
moving.
Close to us and they leaving us.
And now they're moving.
And now we're like, oh my gosh, we have to make friends in our neighborhood. Like we need people who have children our age.
But the good thing is that our neighborhood is pretty uppity, which is
okay, our neighborhood has a lot of children.
Which is nice, but it got a lot of kids, which means that now you can connect with people based on their children, which not all the children are
good children.
No, I would say good children. How dare you call someone else child?
Well, we all raise children differently.
Yeah.
Okay, that's besides the point. The point is, it's good to have other people that you are doing life with. You can share your life experiences, share your ups, share your downs. And how do you do that? Well, first of all, I'm gonna say it's important for you to live your truth, okay? Don't be fake while you're out here trying to make friends.
So
oh my gosh.
It's so important for you to live your truth.
It is.
Live your truth.
We're not gonna talk about somebody who out here posting pictures like they in Jamaica, but they really in the United States of America.
Yo. Okay, first of all,
your Instagram should match your life. You know what? I take that back.
That's not
you know,
true.
sometimes we go on trips and we don't have a chance to post till
sometimes
later.
you go on trips and you post them months after you've gone on the trip. That is not no knock on your trip.
Yeah, that's no knock on your trip because indeed you did go on the trip. Okay, the point is
don't give you a kiss.
The point is, don't be fake trying to make friends because you want long-term friends. And when you want long-term friends, if you start off fake, you have to sustain that.
Stay fake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And once they figure out who you are, like truth is, they probably liked you from the get. If you're awkward, be awkward, but be willing to, come out of your shell to have conversations with people, getting to know others so that others can get to know you. I'm probably one of I'm really socially awkward. Like I know that people are probably like, she doesn't behave that way. Yeah, I've got a little.
She gets up in people's faces. I remember when I first met her, I didn't want to meet her anymore. Like she was,
oh my gosh!
Join our youth church. We join our youth church. Oh my gosh, we have somebody. I'm like, oh my gosh. Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa. I'm socially awkward too. Okay, it's not just.
No, he's just weird. Period.
That's what we.
No, that's not why we work.
We're both socially awkward. Okay, like this is the definition of awkwardness.
That is not why we work. He's just weird, y'all. Anyway, so yes, be truthful, be honest about who you are, about where you are. The thing is, people who are relationships you're meant to have, like they're gonna meet you where you're at.
Yeah.
But let's talk about 4 reasons, like 4 important things that peers should do for you.
More like the 4 types of peers you should have. And I'm gonna start with the first one. The first one is someone who can call you out. And when we say someone who can call you out, it means someone who you've built a strong enough relationship with where they feel comfortable telling you, hey, you were wrong. Like maybe not outside, maybe not where everyone's watching, but they feel this safety and security in your relationship enough where they can say, hey, on this one, maybe you could have done it differently.
Yeah. And I think that that's so important in this day and age of like people just want to be like go along with the trend, or like tiptoe, or it's so important to have people who are going to be honest with you because like you don't want someone who's going to see you going down a wrong path and they let you keep going. Mm-hmm. Like this is not the day and age when we need someone who's like, yeah, girl, he was wrong.
Just enabling all the wrong
things. You need people who, especially like if you're married or like you're in a relationship, you need girlfriends who are going to tell you, hey, like I know that he hurt you, but what you did was wrong also. Yeah. This is a better way to handle it. Like you need guys who are gonna tell you, hey, you should treat her.
Guys, my turn. You need guys who are gonna tell you, she crazy.
Oh my god. That's why you weren't gonna talk to the guys. That's why you weren't gonna talk to the guys.
Well, he's like, again, man, let's go. I mean, no, you don't need that. Yeah, you do need guys who can be frank with you and help you see the perspective that maybe their wives have helped them see because they went through something similar. Just someone in your world who can help call you out when you're wrong.
Yeah. You also need people you can do life with, people you can go on trips with, grab a couple of friends, see the world, have adventures, hit up Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
The Dominican Republic, go on cruises, go to Miami.
Yeah.
Basically, you need someone you can enjoy life with.
Yeah.
Now, it's also important to have people who are going to challenge you. Okay, now this is different from a mentor because with a mentor, you need to have your ideas solidified before you go to a mentor and they're gonna kind of like give you feedback. Now with a friend, these are people who are gonna enable you to do something different, enable you to think outside of the box. And you're gonna come with your idea and you're gonna be like, you know what, I got this crazy idea. And your friend's gonna be like, yes, do it. Yes, I believe you can have a 6-figure salary job. And they push you and they tell you, go apply, like I believe in you, and then
and that's different from a mentor, because I know she hit it real quick. But the difference between that kind of a friend and a mentor would be, with a mentor, you're going to a mentor saying, hey, I want to do this. I see you're doing this. I want you to teach me how to do this. They're not the ones with whom you're going to talk things through with. This friend is someone, obviously you can have one friend that hits all of these points, but it's just the type of friend to have, right? Someone who you have an idea that's not fully formed yet, and they give you like a wall to bounce off of the idea on and refine it. Yeah. That's a little, and also enable you to go for it. Yes,
sir. All right, next type of friend. So you need someone who appreciates the past.
I wouldn't say appreciates the past as much as someone who was a part of the past. Like, you could just imagine that someone who you ate ramen together with in college, and now you guys are doing much better in life, and people who meet you at this point in life will see you for where you are. They wouldn't know where you've been. Yeah. And this friend who hopefully has also evolved over time is someone you can be like, man, like
you remember back in the day,
someone with whom you can appreciate the present better because they were a part of your past. And then you can also prepare for the future together if they're willing to grow that way. But if they've come this far, most likely they're willing to grow as well. Yeah. And this assumes that friend, like I said earlier, it assumes that friend who we're referring to has also evolved over time, because you don't want to reach into your past to go meet people who are still in your past. That's different.
That's not the type of friend you need. Okay. Yeah. Like, I'm just thinking about that, and I'm thinking about like back in the day, you just be like, yeah, man, what you having for dinner? Noodles. And I remember when I was in college, I had my little yellow microwave. I used to go microwave noodles in my...
I didn't suffer like that.
You didn't?
No.
I'm sorry, what were you making your stew out of?
What stew?
The one you were making out of just straight tomatoes.
Ketchup. It was ketchup. Yeah, well, it's okay. I mean, hey, ketchup is just refined tomato paste, okay? It's still...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, okay, on to the...
Oh, by the way, under this point, this is part of the reasons why I want to get married young. Because I've always known that there's a big life for me to live, and I wanted to get married to someone cute and someone who is really intelligent that I can build that life with, so that when things start turning around and things start forming out really well, they would have been a part of the journey and not just have met me at the top.
So I'm just gonna call him out real quick, because he said he wanted to get married to someone cute, and y'all, he told me I was not cute. He said that he married me in faith.
She's
don't let him fool y'all. Like, this man over here, he was like, yeah, you weren't cute. We married you in faith. We saw that you had potential to be cute, and that's why we married you. You just put that out there. What you gonna say for yourself?
I mean, she cute now.
Oh my God. Crazy. All right, last point, and I love this point. You want someone that you can pray with, right? Like, what's the point of having these relationships and you don't have someone that you can also be like your spiritual self with, right? Like, you don't want to, like what I was saying, be true to yourself. Like, you don't want to hide your relationship with God. You don't want to hide the fact that your walk is in Christ. So you want someone that if you're going through a difficult time, they're going to give you practical ideas. They're going to give you practical advice, but they're also going to be like, you know what? In Isaiah, it says this. In Proverbs, it says this. So be cheery, because God is going to come through for you.
Yeah. And it's also someone who's believable, because you see how they live, right? So let me give you an example. This one time I had something happen at work. I called two friends. One friend I called when we hung up, he was like, hey, would you mind if we pray together? We prayed together, and he prayed, right? Other friend I called when we hung up, he was like, hey, by the way, if you guys need anything, if you guys need any, whatever you need, just let me know, right? We didn't pray together, but these are two different, same situation, two friends I called to talk about this stuff with, two different responses, because those friends come in and they play two different roles in our lives, right? So the point is, as Christians, we tackle things first from spiritual and then come into the physical. So when something happens, there's some things that happen that you can figure out intellectually, and other things that happen where it's like it just beats everything intellectual. And you gotta have that person who you can pray with, who you can talk through things with, who you can tell, who tells you, hey, let's believe God for this thing, and it's something really big. And you can also you can feed off of them as they feed off of you as well.
Yeah, and shout out to our peers. We love y'all.
Yeah, I mean yeah. Y'all know.
All right, last one, mentees.
Yes.
Why do I need to have a mentee? Please tell me, what can a mentee do for me? Because I'm busy.
Yeah,
okay? Let me tell you something. I wake up at 8. No, I mean, not 8. I wake up at 6 a.m. and I go to bed at midnight. I don't got time for nobody to be calling me and asking me for no advice. I got things to do. I got children to raise.
I wake up at 10. Let me tell you.
He does wake up at 10.
I don't. Let me lying, man.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, right.
He wakes up at 7:30.
So first, that's also not true. But first, why you need a mentee? So a mentee plays a role for you because if you notice the sequence, you need a mentor, you need a peer, and you need a mentee. And a mentee allows you an avenue to pour into someone else's life. They give you a sense of fulfillment, right? And the difference is the same way you pursue a mentor is the same way a mentee should pursue you. However, there are people who they don't know that they got stuff in them, that you see potential in them, and you call out that potential, like you speak life into them, and then they see you as someone who identifies potential in them, and then they want to draw more out of you. Let them, allow that to happen, because the same way you don't want to be there's a difference between a huge body of water and a pond, right? The difference is a body of water grows if more water can flow through it. If it allows more water to come through it, over time the current and everything will enlarge the coast and the region of that water because it's flowing, right? If you're a pond, all you got is all you got, and you're just holding that water you have. So what you want to have is, as you receive from your mentors, you have an avenue to into which you can pour out as well. It really will help you live a holistic life, not just receiving and becoming, but also helping other people, pulling other people up with you as you go up.
Yo, he's so smart. He's so smart. Yeah, our kids go to him for tutoring.
That's not true. She's a lot. She's actually like it's gonna be a shout out. I didn't plan this. This is just spur of the moment type deal. Like everything I'm able to do is because of her. Like except for the constant of God, right? Like to be able to have a spouse and a partner that enables you, that allows you, that tells you, hey, I'm with you, like go get it, we're in it together. I mean, like we grind together. Like I couldn't have asked for a better wife.
Oh shucks, you're gonna make me blush.
And she cute too. You black, but don't blush. And she
you so rude.
There you go, from cute to rude. No, but for real, like I really appreciate you. You're the best. Seriously. Now you want to kiss me, don't you?
Yeah, I do. But all right. So 2 things I want to say real quick. One, where can you find some mentees? Okay, you can find them in basically anywhere if they are the ones chasing you. But we're talking about places like church, within your family, work, because not everyone you work with is your peer. Not everyone you work with is your colleague. You can also find you can also find them when you volunteer. But the last thing I want to hit on was something that we were talking about when we were preparing for this video, is you do have people that you see potential in, and maybe you see a little bit of yourself in them, and every once in a while you'll give them like a piece of advice. But if they're not chasing you, if they're not pursuing an active relationship, they are not your mentee, and you are not their mentor.
Don't sweat it. Like if they're not, and we've had people reach out to say, hey, like I want to connect, I want to, even took my number or took our numbers, and we give them numbers and they never pursued. Like a mentor is never ever going to pursue you. They're too busy. Like at the level you're at, they're much higher, so you couldn't expect them to come down and pursue you. They'll check in, but most of the time when they check in, the best thing to talk about still is to give them updates on the things you guys talked about. Like they're not your friends. You don't want them to be your friends. You don't want to get so casual with them where you couldn't draw from them anymore. And the same thing has to be reciprocated for your mentees. They got to see you as a serious relationship and invest in the relationship as well.
Yep. They are, like, those relationships are, like, all of the relationships are, wow, I just bit my tongue. All of those relationships are relationships that you have to invest in. Like they're relationships are work. That's something that we're learning, right? And you have to put in time and you have to put in effort. You can't, relationships are not one-sided.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so in summary, so those are the 3 relationships that you should, you must have in your life to be successful: mentors, peers, and mentees. And we talked about the kinds of peers to have as well. We hope this video was really helpful to you. We have completely tried to, in preparing the transcript for the video, we tried to like load everything into it, but not trying to go for too long. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment.
And don't be a pawn. Good night.
What she said.